Okay, let's get right into it. What if I told you that you could accomplish in just one single hour what takes most people an entire day to get done? Seriously, it's not some fantasy, it's a skill. And that skill is called deep work. In this explainer, we're going to break down how it can become your #1 professional superpower. This quote from author Cal Newport just nails it. What he's really saying is a simple, powerful economic truth. In our world, which is absolutely flooded with distractions, the few people who can actually concentrate have this massive advantage. The supply of focus is plummeting, right? So its value, well, its value is just skyrocketing. That's the huge opportunity we're talking about today. So the very first thing you have to understand is that not all work is created equal, not even close. Our days are basically a mix of two totally different kinds of tasks. And knowing the difference, well, that's the first real step to mastering your focus. Let's break this down. On one side, you've got deep work. This is the hard stuff, right? It's coding a brand new feature, crafting a killer business strategy, or really learning a difficult new skill. It stretches your brain and it creates huge value. Then there's shallow work. Think answering routine emails, endless status update meetings, scheduling calls. It's easy, and yeah, it feels productive, but it's not the stuff that actually moves the needle. And here is the trap that gets almost everybody. Shallow work is so seductive, It gives you this constant little drip of easy wins, making you feel busy and important. But let's be real. Busyness is not the same as productivity. Real career growth, those breakthrough moments, they almost never come from shallow work. They come from deep, meaningful, focused effort. All right, so we get the what and the why. So the big question is, how do we actually do this? The good news is Cal Newport doesn't just point out the problem. He gives us a clear, actionable blueprint, a whole system for actually building the skill in our own lives. And here they are, the 4 rules. Now, I want you to think of these not as, a bunch of annoying restrictions, but as your new toolkit for getting your attention back. They all work together to basically build a fortress around your focus, letting you operate at your absolute best. Rule number 1 is the bedrock of this whole thing. It's all about intentionally carving out a sanctuary for your mind. That means scheduling real, non-negotiable blocks of time, say 2 or 3 hours, where your only job is to focus on one high-value thing. Your phone is off. I mean, off. Airplane mode, logged out of everything. This is where the real work gets done. Okay, this next one is going to sound a little weird, but it's absolutely critical. See, if you reach for your phone every single time you have a spare 30 seconds in line or at a red light, you are actively training your brain to be incapable of focus. Embracing boredom means, well, it means being okay with just being still for a minute. This is how you build the mental muscle you need for deep work. Rule 3 is about being absolutely ruthless with your digital tools. Now, this doesn't mean you have to delete every single account you have, but it does mean you need to do an honest audit. For every app, every platform, you have to ask yourself, does the value this thing gives me significantly outweigh the massive distraction it creates? And if the answer is no, it's time to let it go. And the final rule is all about containment. You see, shallow work is kind of like a gas. It will expand to fill whatever space you give it. The solution? Build a container. Schedule a very specific, limited block of time to deal with emails and all those other little tasks each day. This stops the shallow stuff from drowning out the deep stuff. So let's say you do it. You commit to these rules, you build these new habits. What's the payoff? What's in it for you? Let's talk about the incredible benefits, both professional and personal, that come from making deep work a real priority. So what does this 2 to 3x really mean? It's about speed. By working with this kind of intense, uninterrupted focus, you can learn complex skills and master your craft 2 to 3 times faster than your peers who are constantly jumping between 10 different things. That's not a small tweak, that's a massive career accelerator. Oh, and it doesn't stop with just speed. Deep work is the engine of creativity, right? It lets your brain actually make those novel connections. It gets you into that flow state of peak productivity, where you're putting out higher quality work in way less time. Put it all together, and what do you get? A powerful, undeniable competitive edge in whatever you do. So, if there's one thing to take away, it's this. Deep work is way more than just another productivity hack you try for a week. It's a fundamental shift in how you think about your time, your attention, and your entire professional life. It's about choosing to do the hard, valuable work that actually matters. Which leaves us with one last, very personal question. As you go on with your day, just ask yourself this. Did you actually make time for deep work today? Because honestly, the answer to that question might just determine the entire trajectory of your career.